Story time with Mr. Lamata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for joining me. Happy Thursday to you, wherever you are today. Thank you for being here for this beautiful, beautiful time together. And we will be reading When Water Makes Mud. When Water Makes Mud. Yes, a story of refugee children. Thank you for joining in today. And this one is written by JENNIE REINART and illustrations by Morgan Taylor. Thank you so much for joining in today, and I'm glad that we have this wonderful book to share together. A great reminder with a very important topic indeed. And this one is published by Blue Whale Press, an imprint of Clear Fork Publishing. Thank you so much for being here today. Please let me know, as always, where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. And I hope you're ready for this wonderful, wonderful story brought to us by JENNIE REINART and Morgan Taylor. Yes, When Water Makes Mud. Thank you so much for joining in today. As always, please let me know where you're joining us from and who is joining in with you. And you know what's even cool about this book, even cooler than what we've said so far? The publisher's profits from the sale of this book are being donated to UNICEF. Yes. And then also you're encouraged as well. You too can help children throughout the world by visiting unicef.org. How cool is that? That with the purchase of this book, we can donate funds to UNICEF, which is doing amazing work out there for all children, all refugee children indeed. So thank you so much for joining in, and a book with a beautiful cause attached to it. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm glad you are here with us today. When Water Makes Mud, do join in for that one very shortly. How are you doing today? And if you're in Auckland, remember too that there's been an advisory, excessive heat warning. So starting today, I think going all the way through Sunday, please be careful out there when you're going out. Make sure that you get enough water to hydrate, and make sure that you also have an umbrella or some spaces that you can cover yourself and keep yourself cool. So just be aware of that if you're in anywhere near Auckland. That is an excessive heat warning for this area from today. I think from today until all the way until Sunday. I think I have to check my details for that. But just so you're aware. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Good morning to you and welcome one more time. Good morning to you, Amanda. How are you doing today? Yes, baby Pia, how are you today? And it's another cloudy day in Seattle. Thank you so much, and you're joining in today from a park. Oh my goodness, yes, story time from a park. That sounds amazing. I think I should come to you from a park one of these days. Thank you so much for joining in and for sharing that. We hope you're enjoying a cool breeze out there, and of course all the sights and sounds of the park, but of course story time as well. We have a beautiful book lined up for us. Thank you so much for joining in, Amanda, and of course baby Bia. How are you doing today? Enjoy your time at the park. Marlene, if you're there too, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Good morning to you, Amanda West. How are you doing today? Sarah and Nathan, also in cloudy Illinois. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Cloudy Seattle, cloudy Illinois. Well, you are welcome. Thank you for being here on Storytime. I'm glad you're here with us. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan, and of course, Amanda West. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Ellen Edwards in cloudy Chicago. How are you doing today? Good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a lovely time out there. And you do say it is cloudy out there. Wow, lots of cloudy places today, but we together, we're bringing the sunshine. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, April Booker Osborne. How are you doing today? And of course, Jemison and Alicia, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you here today. Lindley is missing, but good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. How are you? April, and of course, Jemison and Alicia in Orange County. Good morning to you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're ready for a beautiful story. Good morning to you, Danny. How are you? Luis, Isabella, and Leslie right here in Oakland. Good morning to you and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it that you are here with us today. Good morning to you all. Let's see. Pamela Courtney, I see you. Good morning to you. And say, oh, yes, 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 yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney. I am great. Good to see you. And yes, we've absolutely missed you and the homeschooling kinfolk, but I'm glad that they are taking a break, taking a vacation, enjoying their summer. And so your critic group is here. Well, good morning to each and every one of you. Absolutely. Kathy, Melissa, Charlotte, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining in Storytime. And hopefully not the last time we'll be seeing you here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us. And Pamela Courtney, thank you for bringing the group together. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you. Yes, indeed. Braylon, Kavaya, and Chad today, replaced by Kathy, Melissa, and Charlotte. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. And are you all in Natchitoches, Louisiana, or are you joining us from all over the world? Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you. Marietta and Henry out vacationing, well, as they should, enjoying the summer. We send our love to them as always, right? Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, Mrs. Knight. How are you doing today? Great to see you out in Arizona, and you say we're excited for this story. Well, it is a wonderful story, definitely one to be excited about. When water makes mud, a story of refugee children. And you know what? The publisher's profits from the sale of this book are donated to UNICEF. How cool is that? Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Tamra. How are you doing today? And joining in with Ella and Preston in San Mateo. Oh, you are so close to me. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you and welcome to Storytime. Yes, Ella, Preston, and Tamra in San Mateo. Thank you so much for joining in. Welcome to Storytime. Oh my goodness. Jenny, how are you doing today? Thank you so much, well, for sharing your wonderful book with us, and I'm excited to share it with the rest of the community. Good morning to you. Yes, indeed, our author in the house today, Jennie REINART, and of course, as you know, this book is illustrated by Morgan Taylor. Beautiful illustrations, beautiful writing. I cannot wait to share. Thank you so much for joining in, Jenny. Good morning to you, Martha, Ashley Mulenga, with Lusungu and Isaac. Well, love to you right back. Thank you so much for joining in. I have missed you guys. Good to see you here out in Zambia. Thank you so much for joining in. Chriselle, how are you doing today? Clay, Rocco, and Chriselle out in Long Beach. Yes, and you're saying it's a bit cloudy out there too. Lots of cloudy places today, but we have a beautiful story to help lift those clouds right away. Thank you so much for joining in. Chriselle, Rocco, and Clay, and of course, Camille, a hug to you as well. Great Grandpa June, thank you so much. Good morning to you. Miss Ingrid, how are you doing today? And you're saying cloudy over there too. Oh my goodness. Then you say ready for the story. Well, absolutely. We'll be getting started very shortly. I don't know it, so I'm really eager to hear about it. And that's the beauty of story time, right? We want to introduce each other to amazing stories. And like I say always, if you have recommendations that you would like to see on story time or that you think I should definitely hear about, we will look into permissions and make sure that we bring you those stories. So please do send recommendations my way. And of course, let us keep encouraging each other and introducing each other to new amazing books, new and old amazing books, just amazing books in general. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Annie, how are you doing today? And Ayo and Kali in San Diego, thank you so much for joining in. And if this is your first time on Storytime, welcome, and hopefully see you on many, many more to come. One more left tomorrow as well. So thank you so much for joining in. We have one more this week that will be coming, and of course the one that we are reading today. Good morning to you. All right, thank you so much. James, absolutely agree with you 100%. Let's go. Yes, indeed, your mom rocks. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you so much for joining in. Well, it is that time when water makes mud. And this one, a story of refugee children. And it is written by JENNIE REINART. Yes, who we know now rocks. And of course, Morgan Taylor on the illustration. So let us get started with that one. And please do let me know where you're joining in from, and we'll be back to check who else was with us on this story time. All right, here we go. When water makes mud, a story of refugee children, and it is written by JENNIE REINART and illustrations by Morgan Taylor. And of course, this one is published by Blue Whale Press, an imprint of Clear Fork Publishing. So there you go. And the beautiful part about this book, it's a wonderful book, and you will see for yourselves, but also that the publisher's profits from the sale of this book are being donated to UNICEF. How about that? Right. So absolutely wonderful cause, beautiful book attached as well. So here we go. We come, little sister and me, with nothing but our dreams. We come, little sister and me, with nothing but our dreams. I make something from nothing for her. A stick is a stick until... A stick is a stick until it sketches our story from home. How beautiful is that? A grin skims across my little sister's face like a butterfly. And then, what happens? And then it is gone. I make something from nothing for her. A pebble is a pebble until... Until what happens? It plops into place in our puzzle. A smile perches on my little sister's lips like a pigeon. And then... And then it is gone. I make something from nothing for her. A bag is a bag until... Our balloon billows on a breeze. A giggle bobs from my little sister's mouth like a chicken. And then... And then it is gone. I make something from nothing for her. Cardboard is cardboard until... Think of all the things you could do with that. Our car careens and curves. A chuckle catapults from my little sister like a grasshopper. Then... It is gone. I make something from nothing for her. Dirt is dirt until water makes mud. Yep, dirt is dirt until water makes mud. What happens then? Oh. What would you mold out of clay? A laugh leaps from my little sister's throat like a goat. She sings and sways her mad baby. In 100 happy hops, we dance. Oh. A laugh leaps from my little sister's throat like a goat. She sings and sways. She sings and sways her mud baby. In 100 happy hops, we dance. Oh, how beautiful is that? We make something together for tomorrow and dream. Oh, the end. Let's see. Yes, there you go, the end. And of course, there the author has put a bit of information on the back for us, including the dedication, which I think I should mention as well. Jenny in here mentions that this story is dedicated to the 200,000 children in the Bidi Bidi refugee settlement in Uganda who fled from their homes to escape war. And yes, indeed, across continents, especially, you know, like as you're in Africa, just being from Zambia myself, I've experienced, I have relatives who are refugees who left places like the Kivu in the Congo to be somewhere else where I can be safe. My brother-in-law is one of them, and then he later on met my sister, and now, you know, like just amazing stories, amazing family. And so just realizing too that there are these dreams that are there for children around the world, and not less children who are refugees as well, and they are in that, you know, unfortunate situation. But we can do something as well. We can donate to places like UNICEF, and we can read about organizations, and also just encourage children to always dream, always be creative. And I love here what Jennie REINART and both Jennie REINART and Morgan Taylor say in this story on their dedication, and they do mention that part as well, that, you know, let kids be creative. To all children, keep creating. And that's Jenny. And then Morgan says, thank you for encouraging me to keep following my dreams. And that was to her cousin Christine and Auntie Connie. So just thinking about that, this theme of creativity and this theme of creating spaces that children can thrive and grow. We have a duty. We need books like this to keep encouraging and also learn and also see humanized refugees. Because most of the times you think of refugees as people coming to your place, coming to your area, taking over things. No, these are people that have had to move from the homes that they love so much and to be in a place that they can be safe. But not that they don't miss their home, not that they don't love their home. So we, as our neighbors, as good neighbors, we have a duty to help make those places as comfortable as possible for our friends, thinking too of the hardships that they are going through. So thank you so much, Jennie REINART, for this beautiful, beautiful book. And of course, Morgan Taylor for also bringing those illustrations. Definitely take me back to my grandma's village and all the other places I've visited in rural Africa. Definitely enjoyed it. And great reminders, great lessons for each and every one of us out there. Thank you so much for joining in today. Who else was with us enjoying that beautiful book today? When Water Makes Mud. Yes, indeed, a story of refugee children. Please find it where you get books and ask for it at your local library. If they're not carrying it, it's about time they did. So thank you so much for joining in. This has been our story for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And please remember too that the publisher's profits from the sale of this book are being donated to UNICEF. Yes, and you can find out more about UNICEF at unicef.org. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for this wonderful story, Jennie REINART, and everybody that joined in today. Thank you so much for being here. Wonderful, wonderful book. And a big, big shout out to you, Pamela Courtney. Thank you for introducing me to this lovely book, and of course, amazing author as well. I really appreciate it, and that's what Storytime is about, bringing all those different messages together from all the different aspects of our lives. So Jennie REINART, Thank you so much. A big thank you to you. And of course, Morgan Taylor and Blue Whale as well. Blue Whale Publishing. Thank you so much for Blue Whale Press, an imprint of Clear Fork Publishing. Thank you so much for being here for Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed that one. I most certainly did. Thank you. And tomorrow, please do join me again. We will be back with The Tiny Giant. Do join me and find out what this one is all about. It is written by Barbara Siletti and illustrated by Kathy Morrison. We'll be reading that one to wrap up our week. So do join in for that one tomorrow. But remember today, amazing story. Yes, a story of refugee children, the creativity in this story. And of course, let us keep encouraging our little ones at home to keep growing, keep creating, encouraging them to be themselves. Yes, kids out there, be you. You are beautiful just the way you are. Thank you so much for being here. And let us see who else was joining in and got to enjoy that wonderful story. Thank you so much. Yes, Chriselle, Rocco, and Clay, absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us from Long Beach. And I hope this book was definitely, something that was needed to just bring up that joy and highlight some of those lessons that we can think about as we go through our day. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you one more time. Also, Cloudy out in Patagonia, Argentina. Thank you for joining us, Miss Ingrid. Absolutely love it and looking forward to working together very soon. Thank you so much. In San Diego, Callie and Ayo, how are you doing today? I hope you enjoyed that wonderful story. Thank you. And Annie as well. Thank you for popping in with the kids. Yes, indeed. Couldn't agree more. One more time, that one. James, absolutely agree with you. Yes, Jenny rocks. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it and hope to see you on many more story times. Good morning to you. Love the illustrations and the story is absolutely amazing, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Miss Ingrid. Oh, Amanda, you are welcome. I hope you enjoyed your time at the park. And of course, great topic to talk about there with the kids and definitely something to be thinking about today. And as we keep a thought, warm thoughts indeed for all the children out there in those camps, refugee camps, and those that are still fleeing. And of course, the ones that are affected by all this. We all are affected. We definitely want a better world for everybody. So thank you so much for joining in today. Soraya and Alice in LA. Well, made it just in time for story time. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely appreciate you. Sharon Lungo, good morning to you. Thank you. I'm glad you made it out to LA. Enjoy your time out there. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure seeing you. Soraya, I absolutely love it. And Alice, good morning to you as well. Harmony Beth, you say good morning. Beautiful story with lovely illustrations. It is also great to be reminded that we do not need expensive materials to create art. Say that one more time. We do not. It is a great reminder. It is great to be reminded that we do not need expensive materials to create art, to create toys, to play, to enjoy each other's company. So absolutely appreciate you for that. Thank you so much for sharing. Harmony Beth, always insightful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Andres says, wonderful story. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Andres. And of course, Aurelia Lee joining us from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely love it. Happy summer to you. And yes, definitely a topic that we should be carrying through the day with us and thinking about ways in which we can definitely be of help if we can. Thank you so much. Great book, says Danny Rodriguez. Absolutely wonderful book. Thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Martha Ashley Mulenga, great story. Thank you. Jenny, I hope you're listening to all those messages. This book that you've created right here definitely resonates, definitely one that touches the heart. Thank you so much for this wonderful message. And of course, packaged so beautifully with the art from Morgan Taylor. Thank you so much for sharing that. Jenny say, oh, thank you so much for packaging. Well, absolutely. The book lends itself to that. Thank you so much. And yes, indeed, hope, happiness. And that's what we're here for, to make sure that this world, our smiles don't end with us, but we also make sure that our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues out there have similar smiles. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate it. James, absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Well, you are very welcome, Jenny Reinhardt. Thank you for putting this message in our hearts today, for planting this seed, and I hope that it grows and grows and grows. Thank you so much for being here. Pamela, Courtney, thank you for sharing. Well, absolutely, absolutely. No, this is, like these stories speak to us in many different ways, and they are a part of our lives. And definitely when I saw this one, it was one that brought my own family to mind. So thank you so much for sharing. And say we're so proud of Jenny and Morgan for this beautiful, gentle telling. It is exactly that. Thank you, Pamela, Courtney. Absolutely love it, and absolutely true. Thank you so much. Chrissy Mitchell, you're saying thank you for such an incredible story time. Well, you're welcome, Chrissy. As always, Bolden, great to see you here. Great topics for each and everyone out there. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you again tomorrow. Please, please, if there's one thing that you're going to remember today, is when water makes mud. This beautiful story of refugee children, written by Jennie Reinhardt and illustrations by Morgan Taylor. Thank you so much. Find it where you find books. Thank you for being here. I will see you again tomorrow for another exciting story time, another great message to bring to you. And of course, learning from each other is what we're here for. Please remember, like the book encourages us, if you can donate whatever you can, whether it's your time, your financial things, if you're able, material things, if you're able. But let us remember that there are organizations out there that are doing amazing work that we can be a part of in many different ways. So thank you for being here on Storytime today. Absolutely love every time we spend together, and that we are learning from each other. Keep teaching each other, keep reminding each other, and so we can be better. Yes, sharpening each other so we're better citizens, better community members, better community leaders. Thank you for being here on Storytime today, and a big thank you to you, Jennie Reinhardt and Morgan Taylor, and of course a big shout out to my friend as well, Pamela Courtney, for being here and for also introducing me to this lovely author and lovely book indeed. Much love from me, and I will see you again tomorrow for another story time. Bye-bye.
He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, you won't just start all the reading. I just can't wait to be hearing. Mr. Lamata, he will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.